All right, now we're here. Everybody say hi to Oct.
Hi.
Hi, Dad.
I know he's there. I know he is.
What's up, E? We miss you. This one's for you, my dude.
I'd say pour one out, but no.
Yeah, that'd get a little messy.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Around electrical equipment, this is a bad idea.
Just pour out like all Crocs will pour out like a small shot of the Chromalo.
God.
Wasting the really good stuff. Because it's for such a damn good man.
Indeed. Well,
Correct.
don't get ahead of the story.
Wait, what?
So, for the viewers who do not have privy to the background, Ethan is out today, and well, Chelsea has decided that she wanted a story that went a certain direction. She wasn't entirely certain on how to completely nail what she was going for, so she asked my help and started to talk to her about it. And she was like, "Well, I'm really nervous to run a game in this place for the first time ever on stream." And I have run a little bit of D&D in my life, as I may have mentioned in a previous stream, and I'm super comfortable running a game in this direction. So she very politely asked me to to run this session, and I very, very politely and excitedly agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So, that introduction getting out of the way, let's just jump into it.
Oh boy.
So, after several weeks of preparation for Jones, getting battlements ready, some people doing some enchanting, some people doing some very mundane trap building, and people readying themselves for perhaps an upcoming fracas with Crown's Guard.
Yep, and recruiting some, what did I say they were called? Some clerics of the Raven Queen to come and set up shop in this lovely town.
As one does from time to time. There's a day near the end where of that month that you don't see Oct walking around as he does. You don't see him and Kendrick going about doing what they do. You in fact don't even see Kendrick around. It's a little odd.
A little.
Oh no.
I think we should go find our friends.
Yeah, I'm just going to merge with my Raven form via... Where's the ability on my sheet? Come on, you. Where is it? It's on here somewhere.
Love this.
Soul of the Raven. It's right here. And just do a lovely flyby of the town and see if I can find our boy.
As you go flying about, looking around, going back and forth, sweeping, he's not out improving the battlements, doing his been working on these large spinning and creations. He's been working on some things around the perimeter, and he's not out there.
I try to find the rest of the group and I just pop back to normal. Well, he isn't there. Or here. Or anyway, really, I'm kind of concerned.
I'm gonna go check his room in the manor.
All right, as you go and you check his room, the door is unlocked. And as you go in, the bed and everything looks slept in. It's used. But blankets are not pulled back like someone got out of bed. There look like there should be a pair of bodies. There looks to be a little bit of frost, of the curve and contour of shorter individual, looking very much like a profile of Oct, and then a taller individual. One could intuit pretty easily be a side silhouette of Gendrick. And the frost, as you go and you look at it, doesn't seem like it's melting. It seems like it's still cold. Weird.
Can I cast
Nice
detect
summer
magic?
morning. Yeah. As you focus in and detect magic, you feel it feels like bare remnants of magic there. You detect school of conjuration. It's fading from this. It's not quite faded, and you can tell that the residual magic there is probably what's keeping the ice crystal still cold.
Okay. I'm going to run real quick and find Vishara
Hey.
and ask her to come up to Ock's room
Totally. Yeah.
and ask
Mhm.
her, what do you make of this frost?
I study it closely, inspect it. Would I know anything about this frost?
Well,
Hello?
what are you trying to gauge out of it?
I'm trying to gauge, was this an effect of a magical spell? Was this like a creature coming in here and then just like bam, ice, cause like I don't know, it's poop or whatever. I'm trying to gauge what the heck this thing is.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
One Arcana check coming up. That's a natural 1. So
Okay.
5.
Well, while you look it over, you can't really tell. What you can tell, you can tell that it's not excrement, probably.
That's great.
Of whatever creature,
Mhm.
but you can't quite pin it down.
I don't know anything about this, but I do know someone who might. And I just take off with Amelia and possibly the others if they're on the way in the direction of Shinebright and his tree tower.
you start to leave the manor,
Mm-hmm.
you notice a tall, probably 6'2", 6'3" Ladrin woman
Oh.
out wandering in the street for a moment. She's looking about.
Ooh.
Very
What season?
very beautiful, vibrant red hair.
Oh.
You can tell that she's running summer,
Ooh, summer
and
fiery. Okay. Lovely.
and has very vibrant vines kind of intertwined with her red hair, kind of keeping it up in this kind of circular, almost a crown of vines in her hair. And
Fun.
she's decked out in this kind of gossamer overcloak, thin green, and then this kind of, if you were looking directly at it, it would almost seem like a vibrant white dress underneath, and
Lovely.
going all the way down to her ankles. And she's not wearing any shoes. She's just walking, looking around very cautiously. Looks like she's staring at a leaf in her hand, and she's kind of like tracing on it, and she turns and looks directly towards the manor, and then sees you all coming out of it.
Yes.
And
I just wave.
She looks a little bit cross, and, excuse me, have you seen a satyr? Oh, yay big. She puts her hand up right around how tall boy Octus.
Yes, we have. We were actually just about to go looking for him. Might I ask who's inquiring?
I am an envoy of sorts. I've been sent from beyond the pale, if you will, to seek him. Have you seen him recently? You're going to find him. My information says he's here, but he's not.
He should be, but he's not. You wouldn't happen to know any type of creature that produces a lot of ice, by chance?
Produces ice?
Yes.
No, do not.
Great.
That is weird.
It is very weird, because apparently our mutual friend has been kidnapped by something that produces a lot of ice.
Sorry, what?
He's been kidnapped, dear. Would you like to join us in our search to find him?
He looks at her leaf and turns it kind of...
Insight check on this girl.
100%. She takes this leaf and kind of turns it sideways, and as she like pulls it out of her palm, you can see this lattice of gold kind of weaving its way through kind of the veins of the leaf. You realize this is something a little different. And she kind of holds it up with two hands, kind of turns it sideways, and Amelia, when you're looking at her, she's genuinely, you can tell that there's a little bit of annoyance in her demeanor already, even before hearing the news of Ock disappearing. Then when she hears he disappeared, then hearing something about Frost, you can tell that she's like squinting and thinking, and she's processing. And as she kind of looks at the leaf kind of roundaboutly, she wait. So Frost and him. She kind of tilts the leaf kind of sideways. again, kind of looking at it weird, upside down, then just looks back and forth on the street. And,
Mm-hmm.
may
Yes?
we talk in private?
Absolutely. And I establish a telepathic link. You can say anything you want, and it will only be to me, dear.
Mm. That is not a new one, but strange.
Thank you. You never did tell me your name.
Oh, well, I have not been assigned one in several centuries. I'm merely an envoy of her ladyship Titania.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Okay.
She has been informed of Master Oct going around and slandering her name. She's terribly
What?
curious. She's terribly curious as
No.
to why. Here in
No.
the summertime, it is more the height of her power.
Mm. Well, yeah,
She
summer
has-
courts and all that.
Yes, she's caught wind of his slandering of her name, and she is requesting an audience.
Well, tell you what. We find him, we all go to the Feywild, and we sort this mess out. Alright? Now please come along. We have to find someone who knows what the fuck is up with this frost. And I sent her a telepathic image of the scene when I entered the room with the bed looking like it's just there with the ice all over the place. And then I just started walking towards the Shine Bright Tower.
You start walking, and about 10 steps in, realize that she's like right there, and she's kind of almost beautiful minding it, like she's kind of just staring off towards nothing, and then is just kind of like, looks like she's looking at perhaps things that aren't there. Looks like she's like accessing information and just kind of like
Ooh.
pulling things together. She wait,
Mm-hmm.
permanent frost.
Yes. Look, I need to call you something. I can't just call you Envoy. How about I call you Flare?
That is my title. Flare?
I need a name.
Flare is lovely.
Thank you.
I'm normally just referred to as envoy of her ladyship. It's much more simple and Sylvan, but
Everyone needs a name, dear. And you deserve one. You're fabulous. And your hair is just lovely.
thank you.
You're
It is styled after
welcome.
her ladyship herself.
Oh, interesting.
But so there is a you know of the courts. You mentioned summer court.
I think Oct mentioned something about Umbrasil Court or something when he was teaching me about your kind. That's about it to my knowledge.
There is a. And she starts looking back and forth. Amelia's right there, and I feel like I'm being rude. Are there any of your friends hear what we're saying?
No, they cannot. And I just dropped the telepathy. Okay, guys. Information update, yada yada, blah blah blah. Information has been spoken of. Now you're all caught up. Hey, everyone, this is Flare. This is Amelia, Kit, Yoturbian, and Crux.
So are we
I'm
just
Bashara.
standing in the street talking?
I assume so.
Yeah, and she kind of looks back and forth as well as we should really go somewhere more private.
Good. Yes. Well,
To the
inside we
manor.
go. Yes. Mm-hmm. Has anyone seen Panopos?
Pan, when you were doing your flyby, he's actually out doing preparations.
Ah, Cool. He's still doing prep. Okay. Should we
Do you
get
want
him?
me to go get him, dearie, or do you want him? Do you want everything to happen? We explain it to him all at once, and then we go off on whatever nonsense we're gonna do now.
I like that idea. Let's
I
get
feel like
Thanatos.
Pan gets in the zone, and he doesn't need to be disturbed.
That's fair.
Alright.
We're powerful. We got this.
I don't want to leave him behind without telling him where we've gone, though.
I will
very least.
send. Ooh, I got it. I will send Vincent to deliver the message about what's going on.
All right.
Caca, motherfuckers! I'm the errand boy again. Oh boy,
I mean, that happens from time to time when you're a bird.
it does.
Yeah.
But
Wonder if I
as Vincent flies off towards the wall where you both together last saw Panopos, she leads you inside, and as the door closes, she kind of like almost breaks composure a bit. So when you are in the Fae, there are predominant season based on the cycle of the prime material,
Mhm.
and there are different areas of the Fae that are constantly overseen by the different seasons, but the predominance in power is different through the seasons on the prime material plane. The earlier seasons, the spring and the summer, are overseen primarily by Ladyship Titania, and the height of her power is in the summer. And then, Ladyship's sister, known as Queen of Air and Darkness, her predominance begins in the autumn and escalates into the winter. If your friend has a shadow of us behind, I'm concerned. May I be guided to his room?
Absolutely.
I'll just turn and start walking in that direction. By the way, with a member of the Summer Court, who I believe have been harmful to Oct, I will not let my bow out of my hand. I have a shot ready at all times.
Oh. Well,
Oh, she doesn't seem entirely like that's foreign to her.
mhm.
She's not paying it any special mind.
Mhm. Mhm. Maybe we aim the bow, keep it ready but not locked, like we're about to fire, dear.
Oh, it's down at my side.
Oh,
I just have a.
okay. I got confused about what was happening. Carry on.
It's not pointed at her, but she's ready for a fight.
It's in her
Yes.
hand. It's in her hand, and she's mentally knows precisely where her most accessible arrow is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't pay it any mind.
Mm-hmm.
And as you lead her up to the room, she steps in and she sees the two, and she kind of bends down towards the satyr-sized one. She gets close to the ice and then just kind of licks it. Just for just a single just like, and she goes, that is definitely sadness.
Oh.
You can taste sadness, all right.
Oh, if it is produced in the Fae, definitely.
Mm.
If you wanted, you could could try.
No thanks.
It's very unpleasant. I actually don't recommend it, but if you're into experimenting, it's...
One way to learn.
But, yes, and that is more the realm of her ladyship's sister as well.
Mm.
Sadness, brutality, things of that nature.
First of all, I will step beyond her or behind her or whatever so that I can step up next to the bed.
Mhm.
Bend over and smell it.
As you smell it and you get really close to it, like when your nose is about an inch away from it, you actually feel a sudden drop in your heart, like just despair, and then you breathe in deep, and the cold of it bites like a winter night. And yeah, as you hold that inhale, kind of feel just sad, inexplicable, deep sadness. Then you exhale, and for a moment, it's like it was never there. You remember it. It was so strong in that moment of holding that breath in.
Okay. I will nod to the others and say, it's true, there is sadness in the ice. And I will look at the stranger and ask, what does that mean? Why? How is the sadness caused, and what does it mean?
Whatever your friend has been cursing may not have been her ladyship at all.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst Tanya's domains are things of frivolity, sure, but jolly frivolity, benevolence.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why she was, in fact, seeking an audience with somebody of renown, tossing her name with such vitriol. She wanted to know why. Nothing harsh, nothing untoward. Queen of Air and Darkness is very much the opposite.
So, what do you think happened? This Queen of Air and Darkness, person who remains nameless, it was like, yo, you also hate this bitch. I too hate this bitch. I'ma kidnap you. You join my court. Like, is that what's happening here?
I am not sure. I do not have those sorts of answers. Her ladyship is expecting me to bring someone for an audience.
Can we go in his place?
I would like to return with at least somebody. So yeah, that would be probably a very good compromise.
Is she going to be angry when you bring more than one person back?
No, she lights in a crowd, in fact, especially in the summer parties all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And she's met us before in passing, you know.
It is true.
We made such a great impersonation then.
Oh, totally.
I mean, we were staring a lot, and we did walk like 3 hours together.
How DM Jeremy speaking here. What did y'all do with Titania?
I will meet you in the room below, the whisper room, and I'll explain it.
Go
Right.
watch the last videos. Catch up, man.
On your mark, get set.
Okay, so now that the DMs are away, I feel like I should tell y'all something.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so Queen Titania was kind of a dick to Oct in the past. I have a feeling she kind of forgot about it because it was like 200 plus years ago.
Oh, is this based on like all that roleplay stuff that was going on?
Wait, are you telling us this in character or out?
I'm telling y'all this out of character.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not gonna say anything specific because, like, that'll come up via roleplaying, and like, you know.
It's like I read a good amount of the stuff, but certain things that were like spoiler kind of things left out for, and then it was specifically
I'm
just
glad.
for the two of you.
Yeah,
I didn't read
thank you.
those out of just
Thank you.
I wanted to be surprised.
And you will be surprised in the next hour.
Oh, based on what I was reading, holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So continue.
Wait until Vishara gets to talk to this lady. It's gonna be fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Crux is just like in the background thinking to himself, going, Frosty from another plane.
Hey.
It's probably a demon of some sort.
Most likely.
And now,
All right.
Have you been caught up with the specifics of life?
well, as the envoy ponders for a moment, my lady does not have a recollection of you.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me from everything I've heard about the plane.
That's fair. I mean, when you live for more than 2,000 years, your memory becomes very fickle unless you take notes.
Well, no, more to the point. If it was during your lifetimes, it was fairly recent.
Mm-hmm.
For a choice such as coming to the material plane, she would have sent me.
Then, who did we talk to? Who made this tree? And I just point out the window towards the big-ass tree that's like a couple 100 feet away that Titania grew.
That
Who made that?
that was made by a fae. Yes, and she's staring at it.
We believed it
am-
was Titania.
I am not certain. But I believe it would be in our best interest to find out. Her ladyship has powers, and she has others who have powers. We can try to find out something.
Mm-hmm.
I
Are you
am
able?
I am merely a traveler. I am gifted with the ability to move between the planes and to deliver messages and things. With what I've been hearing, I am actually a little bit afraid of that tree.
Is it safe for someone to live in the tree?
I don't know, but I am afraid. I am afraid of that tree now.
Okay.
Oh great, what did we do? We've cursed the town with a tree.
It's probably fine.
Probably.
So
We can only
question
hope.
before we actually go to the Feywild. I was kind of sleeping when Oct was talking to me about this. I really should have been paying more attention. There's some sort of time fuckery that happens when one goes from the material to the Fey and then back to the material.
Oh, yes, yes, that is that is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you have somebody that you trust here on this plane?
Yes. Yes, we do.
And she reaches kind of beneath the cloak and into a pocket and pulls out a necklace,
Okay.
and then reaches into a pocket on the opposite sides, pulls out another necklace, and one of them looks kind of they're both circular. One of them is kind of the outer hoop
Mm-hmm.
of concentric circles, and then the other one is kind of the center,
Ooh.
and they look like they would fit together very well. Both of them kind of this beautiful amber color,
Oh wow.
and they look like they fit together perfectly. And she actually holds them up and kind of holds them together for a second. And this smaller one can act as a tether back to the material. This one will assist whomever is in the Feywild to return to the point approximately, mostly within a few hours or days. It depends.
Okay.
Depends on how long you stay, really.
Okay.
But it should tether you to this moment and should be able to follow it.
You guys think of everything over there.
Well, it is a thing I have had to do a few times.
Okay.
So one of you may take this one, and she holds up the one that is for those traveling to the Feywild. Hold on to this one, keep it. Doesn't require any of your focus. It does all the work.
Ooh.
I believe that I'm not wearing a necklace, so I will take one if needed.
Cool. And then, should we give the other one to Panapos?
Isn't Panapos coming with us, or are we leaving?
I don't know. I haven't seen my bird yet.
And as you all are inquiring, Vincent returns and
Oh, hey, there's Vincent. I'll open up the window. Oop.
and he informs you that Panapos is on his way, jaunting.
Oh, yay. Cool.
Vincent is a bit faster than him in the air.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Dim-witted wigs.
Even with his the spring in his step, his pep boots, it takes him a little while longer than Vincent. And you kind of hear normally in normal walking, his boots are a little bit quieter now. He's worked on them a little bit, but he seems to be in a decent sprint. You can actually hear it before you see it, and you kind of hear the springs going boom, boom,
Screen.
and
It's getting louder. It's getting louder.
And he runs up and actually like just kind of hits the doorway, catches himself on the doorway, and what's going on?
Okay. Panapos, I would like you to meet Flair. Flair, I would like you to meet Panapos. Panapos, we're going to the Feywild to save Oct.
Save Oct? What happened to Oct?
A lot of things.
Basically, him and Gendrick have gotten kidnapped, I think, by Tanya's winter-themed sister.
The Queen of Air and Darkness.
And apparently you can taste sadness if you want to know what that tastes.
Well, and he kind of grins a little bit sideways, and he's like, eat mayonnaise for a week.
You'll taste sadness.
Oh, then this is probably a lot better, and I just scoop up some sadness ice and just be like, here.
Try this.
The worst flavor of snow cone.
he picks up one of the little shards of it, kind of just like you told him to taste it. And he licks it. He's like, "Yep, that's definitely mayonnaise."
Just, yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. So
Hand
does
it
the
back.
ice taste different depending on who's tasting it? But the essence of sadness.
Flair looks at you and yes, sadness is a different emotion for different people.
Whoa. What would sadness
Well, I'm
be
not
for
touching
Vish-
that ice. That's wrong.
Oh, Bashar is definitely looking at. She is a very curious person.
What does sadness taste like to me?
She's the type of person that would answer all the BuzzFeed quizzes if BuzzFeed were a thing in this world.
But yeah, so I mean, if you want to, you can lick and describe for everyone what your
Ooh,
despair and sadness tastes like. But
pickles. Hate pickles.
Panopos kind of looks, and Flair holds up the smaller pendant. And what you want me to do with that?
Well, if you're coming with us, absolutely nothing.
What would be better served by?
Well, do you want to come along with us, or do you want to act as an anchor point? Because we can have Shinebright act as our anchor point.
Or Angela.
Oh yeah, Angela too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes down to it, and he kind of cocks a grin.
Mm-hmm.
I had some very good feelings about today.
Mm-hmm.
If it'll help make sure that you're all able to come back, the whole same to you. I'd like to make sure that all of us are together again over here. He reaches out and takes the pendant and loops it around himself, and then you actually see him just kind of squint for a second. He's like, "Oh shit, it might not work if I," and he just kind of flicks his wrist and points towards himself, and you watch as that kind of that little bit of sheen that's kind of always on his skin, that you all have now found out is his non-detection spell. He just kind of flicks his wrist, and that sheen just kind of breaks a little bit and just kind of flakes off of him.
Hey.
That might
He's
hinder.
shedding.
Yeah, that might hinder the magics. I just want to make sure that, as uncomfortable as I am being able to be seen by things, I'd rather make sure you're coming back.
Thank you, Pan. Okay, so Panopos has the bigger one. Amelia has the smaller one.
Other
We
way
got our anchor, and we got a big. Let's go find us an Oct and his boyfriend.
I love how we're jumping into this just so hastily, not even really thinking much through. Just let's go.
The only other person that I could think of that might know something is Shinebright, and but the thing is, if we tell him, I might have been spying on a conversation, and he definitely would want to go along, but he's kind of needed.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know if I really should.
We'll deal with any repercussions when and if we get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would before we head out, I have had time to make more potions.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I was thinking of this as well.
Should time.
So everyone take one greater healing potion with the fleece cap mushroom. Do you know what that does?
10 HP every round for 5 rounds. On top of your normal healing.
So it's a major panic button.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one per each person.
Mm-hmm.
And if we all still have from earlier, this should be 2 that each of us have
I
pending.
believe I used mine.
I didn't
Shara
know you
used
haven't used.
hers. Amelia used hers.
Okay.
I used
Everybody else.
mine.
I think everybody else is good.
So I have found one more dose of Adgana leaves.
Oh yeah, gimme. Still
I give
jonesing
that
from
to
my last one.
Crocs. I have found one more dose of Guard's Eye tea.
Oh, yes. Ooh, I'll take that God's Eye.
That's the perception
Okay.
one, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I need that because I love me
I
some
have-
seeing.
I found one more eglantine, which I will post. Oct!
Oct?
Oh
Pay no attention.
snap!
Pay no attention to the satyr.
Pay
behind
no
the screen.
attention. Pay no attention. He's not here right now.
That was so mean sounding.
I'm so
Pay no
sorry.
attention.
Thank you for listening.
I got so excited.
He's not here.
He's
He's here,
not.
but not here.
No, you need your penis.
Hashtag
Thing that
hashtag
I
rip.
said.
Hashtag rip. Yeah, that's what happened to it.
Teddy, I think you found the title of this episode.
Oh god. No eyes, no mouth, no nose, no penis.
Oh, I was thinking just the phrase, no, you need your penis.
Oh. No, you need that.
Also, that's gonna be so out of context for every viewer because they can't see the Discord chat.
That is true.
Indeed. Out of context oct quotes.
Indeed,
It's the
indeed.
Ethan, how do we love you? Let us count the ways.
Okay, so Agana tea crushed. Advantage on initiative for an hour. Sublime, when crushed and smoked. Ooh, it's a smoking tea. That's
Mhm.
nice. See invisibility for 30 minutes. Yo, that's amazing.
Nice, yummy, tasty true sight. Someone that doesn't get that great of initiative rolls should maybe take that eglantine. And I'm not pointing fingers at you, Eterbian, because lately you've been rolling just about as good as I have, if not better.
Well, I already have one of the eglantines, so if somebody wants to take the other one,
I mean, I like going first.
Mhm.
It means that I can apply my buffs and get y'all in position with my new Feywild Bodic powers.
It's true.
It's so good. Glamour is so fucking good.
I know. And we're going to the Feywild so I can show it off.
I've seen it in action. Oh my Jiminy Christmas! It's so good.
I just can't wait. If only we could use like real songs on here, but we
Right.
can't because we're streaming. The one downside.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Right. So, also, by the way, to anybody who may jump in on Oct's stream, what up? That is now up.
mhm.
So, Amelia passing out favorites and things. Fun potions and everything. Flare, heads towards the door and then stops and pauses and sees you all sharing things and just kind of waits. And if you're all prepared, do any of you have any other preparations before we leave?
Yes. Gitabian, I think you wanted to do something.
the only thing I'm gonna do is reach into my bag of holding and pull out my journal and walk over to Panopos. And you don't come back. I want you, when you get to Forge Crest, to find the Iron Rose Tavern. Is to the bartender.
Iron Rose Tavern. Bartender. Have a name. Right.
Thank you,
Mac.
Lovey. I'll do this.
I'm going to go and inform Angela that we are away on an urgent mission that we can't avoid, and we don't know when we'll be back. But
Or
we
if we'll be
will
back.
definitely do our best to return.
Before all of you go, just make sure, because there's one thing I think that I think might work. Pan tries to be a considerate boy every now and then. How long does that one last? Okay, that's only 1 minute. Never mind. I thought it was an hour or 10 minutes or something. Never mind, it won't function for this.
Oh well.
Well, thanks for trying.
Yes, suppose is there and he'll tap his head for and point motion towards Vishara and tap his head real quick.
Oh.
And he thinks he starts thinking real hard, hoping that you're listening, and he says, "There anything you all want hidden? The magical nature. It's a skill that I have."
My bird? I don't know. Make it seem like it's just a bird. Caca! I am just a bird.
Oh sure. And he pulls up his little eyepiece, kind of gets real close to Vincent, and a little bit of magic kind of seems to come out of the eyepiece and then wash down Vincent, and anything that detects his creature type will detect him as just a beast.
Hello.
He casts this magic aura.
Interesting.
And then he'll just kind of like pipe up kind of quietly, like he's trying to hide it from Flair. He's like, "Anybody else need anything hidden? You don't want it to be known what it is? Do you want? I can hide the nature of magic for about a day."
I think we're good. I know I am.
Right. Well.
Oh,
I
just remembered.
Yes.
He double takes towards you, Kirby, and just kind of like, will have me a bit worried now, is all.
Oh, you shouldn't be, but it'll be fine. Oh, and real quick before we leave, she's gonna take the belt pouch off of her belt real quick. I meant to give these to Oct, but I guess I'll give them to you. So, they're the poison mushrooms, dear.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll make sure keep going on those those bombs.
Wait, are these the poison ones or the hallucination ones?
Poison. Penny has the hallucination.
Okay.
That's right.
I gotta make sure, because we have like 3 different kinds of mushrooms here.
So many mushrooms, so little time, as they say.
The normal ones for soup and salad, the poison ones for soups and salad, and the hallucinogenic ones for soups and salads.
Soups and salad.
All for soup and salad.
Sometimes when you eat the latter, the soup and salad eats you. It's fine. But as you all go to follow behind, and Amelia comes back from delivering news to Angela. You all you all find edible but regrettable. Oh, good heavens. But as you all start following her, she pulls up her leaf again and then kind of turns it back kind of the way she had it before. All of a sudden, it all makes sense now. I couldn't exactly find him. Let's go this way. And she walks very matter-of-factly. The dirt and gravel and things don't seem to bother her gait. She just is walking very, very matter-of-factly. And she goes outside of the town a ways. She leads y'all out into the woods a little bit, and there's a decently large trunked tree that she walks towards, and she lays her hand on it, and as you're all standing there, you watch the bark kind of pull inward and open up just a little bit, and just watch it, and it looks like it starts going in and in and in, like almost like the little tiny dimension created by your tent, but it keeps going ways.
Mm-hmm.
She says, if you all are ready, we can part for her court.
Go. And I just head on in.
Oh, Crocs doesn't like this, but he's going.
I agree with that sentiment. I do so hesitantly.
We're going, but with extreme caution.
Going, but do we really want to?
Exactly. This could just be walking into a fucking trap.
As you each one at a time start pushing into the thin and Amelia sized, it's kind of a tight fit, but as you start pushing through, while you're touching the wood, she had described, for those of you who didn't try to lick the ice or snort the ice, she had described for you the feeling of just sadness and despair. As you're pushing through this, you're actually feeling, while you have your trepidations, several of you actually start to feel elation, jovialness inside of you that is really inexplicable. And as you're touching the wood, you actually feel just a little bit happier, kind of in your core, more excited. And as you push through, and you see a kind of almost twilight light sky greet you. The first thing you see is the light, and then you push through the tree, and as each of you emerge, you come into this grove that there's satyrs, there's pixies, there's animals of all sorts. It's this menagerie of animals and satyrs and elven creatures, Eladrin and other, and also dryads, all sorts of lovely. Never forget the dryads. Good job, Oct.
Man, that would though.
And it is a lot of, there's a lot of joy being had here. Just people playing back and forth. eating fruits and fungus and things, all sorts of great frivolity. And as the envoy follows you, the rest of you, through the tree, making sure that everybody got in safely, she emerges and just keeps walking and says, "This way, please. Her ladyship's chamber is right this way." And as we do from time to time,
Mhm.
let's go to the map.
Hey.
There's a map?
I swear to God, I swear to God, if she is waiting for us, this is not going to bode well.
Oh, this'll be fun.
Map,
this is-
Map Chelsea don't look number one, in fact. And as she begins to lead you all into this kind of thicket of plants and brush and fungus and all sorts of things, mushrooms that are far too large, the ones that grow on the trees that are, layer after layer after layer of mushroom, like all just growing rampantly. The grass is vibrant, just gloriously green. Everything is just lovely. And as she leads you in, you realize that she's actually leading you towards a tree that is, it seems impossibly large. If you were counting rings on a tree, you would imagine this thing has probably tens of thousands of rings. It's so big.
Mhm.
And as she leads you in towards this tree, you realize that the paths that she's leading you into lead directly into the tree. You start winding through, and you actually are able to see just layer after layer after layer of this tree as she starts kind of guiding you through. And as you get in there, she kind of like mid-step just kind of turns on her heel and starts walking backwards and looks towards the rest of you and says, "Now, I would like you all to please do not be alarmed. This form is a glamour of sorts. My true form is a little bit more spectacular and would honor quite a bit more attention when on the material plane." And she starts to crouch over a little bit and turn. She looks like she's just going down onto all fours, but you realize that her gown kind of sprouts back into these, the wings, still gossamer like the cloak, go back and they turn this sort of purplish, like a combination of brighter lavender purple and dark royal purple kind of intermingled together, and they become these kind of butterfly looking wings. And then as she hits all fours, her skin and everything kind of also goes a similar kind of mottled color, and her head elongates into this neck, and before you is a fairy dragon.
Oh my God!
Who is quite large, about the about the size of a sentient humanoid, and she just keeps walking, very much the same pace, just keeps going, and she leads you all into this chamber here, coming from this direction.
Mhm.
Oh man, if Crux didn't know any better.
And so as she just leads in, she steps to foot of, and looks to be this this alabaster slab that's about 3 or 4 foot thick as far as you can see, and then the bottom of it is down in these vines and just growth of plant life, and they the throne, or the base of the throne itself, is just this lovely white stone with vines just growing up over it, and then the stonework of the throne, just different colors. Looks like they've been formed from all sorts of stones. And sitting on the throne is a very familiar to most of you, as you have actually met someone claiming to be Titania before. But you see Titania, Queen of Summer Court, and sitting just off to the side is a slightly ashen skinned elven looking gentleman, sitting on a like a lovely plush pillow at the foot, the left foot of Titania, and he's just sitting there, just looks like he's sipping wine from a wine glass that doesn't seem to empty. It seems to be half full at all times. He takes a long sip and then pulls it away, and it doesn't seem like it's gotten any lower. And
you need to get me one of those.
He's not even drinking it.
Oh, you've seen Oct drink. This is very much that same kind of like long drags of wine, and then it's just back to half full again.
How is that possible?
And
later, dude.
Flare kind of opens up her wings wide, splayed open, and kneels with 3 out of her 4 legs, and my lady, present unto you companions of Oct, Philius Perjorma. He is not to be found, my lady. These are his companions, and they are come to answer for what has been perceived. And she brings her wings in, stands up from her knees, and then goes and takes her place at the right foot, Titania, on a equally as lovely pillow as Oberon, and just kind of steps into it, curls into it, and just curls her wings around herself, and just kind of lays her head down, looking mostly at the party, but kind of a single eye on Titania.
I just go you first. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
As you all get to present yourselves, Titania kind of stands up and smooths out her gown, equally brilliant. Is this very deep purple. It's almost like looking into like Prince's suit. It's just this depth of purple that's just so very strong. And she stands up, and these kind of branches of will look to be these kind of like lily leaves or lily fronds, just kind of like coming up from behind her head on this crown. She stands up and
I give a lovely curtsy. One must respect royalty, guys. Come on, you gotta bow a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I will. At that prompting, I will bow as well.
Oh no.
Crux gives a really half-assed one. He's never cared for royalty much.
Determin's just gonna put her head down because bowing's not allowed.
Kid does nothing, just looks at her.
Just
She looks over you all, and she looks like a being who does smile a lot. You can kind of see kind of the creases in her face look to be that of a person who smiles a lot. And right now those creases are odd because she has a more serious look on her face, not angry, just a little bit severe.
Mm-hmm.
So you all have come to answer for slander of your friend. Who's your friend?
Well,
She actually she's stood up from the throne and actually just kind of steps down and steps towards you all. She comes down to about eye level, about the same height
Hmm.
as Flair once was. For the crown, of course.
mm-hmm. Quick question before this conversation goes any further. I believe we've met someone who was impersonating you earlier, like a month and a half ago-ish. Were you ever in the material plane recently to help Oct with a tree building exercise?
I don't generally leave my dominion. She just opens her hands word, and as she says, my dominion, several kind of lightning bugs just kind of flutter out from plants to the left and to the right and all around.
Mm.
They just kind of swirl a little bit, flash, and then go dim again.
Mm-hmm. Wanted to make sure. I believe introductions are in order. My name is Vishara Asakura, emissary of the Raven Queen and bard extraordinaire.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Let's see. This individual to my right is Crux.
Hi.
Behind him is Amelia.
I nod my head again.
Mm-hmm. To my left, Euterbion, cleric extraordinaire, and quite an amazing blacksmith.
Everyone's gonna narrow her eyes at Vishara because we've definitely had this conversation before, but wave it.
Right. I forgot about that. Sorry, dear. I say in her head. And this is Kit. Well, I couldn't just, not finish. That would just be weird. I say in her head again.
And she looks
Alrighty.
among you, and
Mhm.
in order, kind of looks towards Crocs, and is like, lovely hair. Towards Amelia, lovely hair, and she kind of like points towards her own hair, and it just kind of turns and mimics Amelia's enormous amount of curls and red. And I like that. I'm going to wear that for a little while. Borrow it. You keep yours. I'll borrow it. And she looks towards you, Turbian. Magic of the moon, I recognize. And looking towards Kit, it's just a kind of squint for a second, and then eyes kind of smooth out again. And shadow, indeed, everything has a place.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
your friend has gone about insulting my name, and I wanted to know why.
Well,
Then she turns towards Flair, as you have called her, steps over, and Flair still has the gold threaded leaf that she had, and just kind of pulls it out with one of her claws and hands it up to Titania. Titania just kind of holds it up and just kind of like, she looks like she's just starting to eat it, just it's munching on it.
Snack time.
And like one munches on like a spinach leaf, and just takes a few bites of it. And I'll sit down real quick, and you watch her eyes flash, first green and then gold, and she just blinks a few times. As, oh my, oh no,
oh yes.
oh, wow, oh right. sister.
Presumably.
Oh, Ari, what have you done? She just looks down, not at anything in particular. She just Ari is my sister. We were equal in all things for quite some time. And then she tried to upset the balance, and I had to exert control and banish her. She still has her dominions, and I have mine. But she seems to continue to want to increase hers.
Any idea why she might try to kidnap someone of your court as well as his boyfriend?
That is the problem. I did not know of Phileas Padroma till very recently. He was slandering my name.
Well, how
Anything
recent is... Sorry, you were saying my...
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Fine. Anything that if he has some sort of tie to my sister, she looks very often to slander my name.
Well, he has a tie to you. Let's see, if I remember his story correctly, he is the son of a lovely goat that... Oh, you already know the story. You know, the lovely elfin lady, the goat, the drunken party 350 plus years ago. Fun time.
We do that sort of thing here all the time, yes.
Yes. Do you remember the tale of 150? No, my apologies. 200 years ago, that lovely evening. What happened to Ock's father?
I don't know Ock's father.
It's okay. Would you allow me to remind you real quick?
No.
She squints and looks like she looks at you for a second and her eyes flash and oh, one of those.
Yes.
She actually steps forward and extends a hand to you. Certainly.
Okay. I just put my hands on her head and I just give her the visions of what Oct has shared with me. The youthful, beautiful Oct at about 150 for dinner after a lovely drunken escapade, her at the end of the table, this gorgeous meat pie just presented in front of Oct, him scarfing it down. Everyone is snickering and laughing, and then her just coming over to him, whispering, "It was just a prank, dear. It's all fun." Oct pulling out a tail from the scraps of the pie and him just boffing it up minutes later, crying and sobbing in the corner.
And as you show him this, or show her this, the rest of you watch the slight glow in everything around this room darken. And not quite go out, but everything dim to near darkness. And Titania can see is crying. You can see it because the trails of her tears on her face actually glow a slight radiance. And as Vishara, you pull away. She opens her eyes and wasn't me.
Oh, great.
We don't do that. Don't do that sort of thing here.
The fuck?
But dear, also don't say those kinds of words in front of royalty.
Oh no, no, no! What the fuck is a very proper? Have any of you seen what she has shown me? That what the fuck is entirely accurate.
Don't
Oh,
think so.
He kind of told me that in private.
And she's like looks like she's indignant and about to put her finger up to start ranting, and she looks at Vasharan. No, this is important. And as she just turns, the tear streams on her face look like the radiance in them like ignite and just kind of like steam off of her, and her hair, looking like Amelia's, starts to, like, these embers start to kind of form in it, not burning away the hair, just forming in the hair.
Oh,
She-
okay. Chandra Nalar style. Oh, that's fine.
And
Okay.
she says, "That bitch."
so as soon as Ytterbian sees that, she's gonna kind of like push Vishara behind her a little bit.
And she actually turns on her heel and starts walking up the throne. That bitch has the gall, the audacity to impersonate me, poison my name.
Oh.
Dear, what
turns-
on earth is she about?
She turns on
We'll
her
tell
heel
you
and
later.
she turns on her heels and sits on the throne. Embers sparking into little bits of fire, still not burning away the hair, just existing in the hair. And the bugs and glowing fungus and things around this room kind of return to their brightness and then kind of intensify a bit, get a bit brighter. It's actually quite a bit more, more visible in this room now. She looks down towards the rest of you and says, "If you would be so kind." Her composure comes back to her voice, but you see that her eyes have just a little bit of flame behind them, orange flickering behind her eyes. If I may enlist a lot of you, if my sister has a hold of your friend, it will be exceedingly important that you remove him from her immediately. I have a group of, I deign to call them friends. They are associates. They are a bit strange, but they can help locate things here in the Fae very easily, very easily. They're a conglomeration of sisters. If you, I keep them. Honestly, I keep them because if I were to let them out, they would probably do more harm than good. But as long as they are kept away in one of my vaults, one of my treasure vaults, they at least won't harm people far and wide. But they have a certain amount of sight, magical understanding. They should be able to help you find Oct. Didn't know he was here. Would have gone to them immediately. But if they're able to find him, may be able to send you to him, then perhaps you can find your way out. And she'll start stepping towards Amelia, and still the light flame in her hair, and as she gets close to you, Crocs, you can actually feel the warmth emanating from it.
Oh, geez.
And not enough to hurt you. It's just
But it's a radiating heat.
Definitely there. And she walks up towards Amelia and points towards the circular necklace, and some green and purple sparks kind of come out of her fingertip and kind of spray towards the circle, and then they begin to light up some small sylvan runes on it. She says, when you are able to find him, and you are in a place that you can leave, concentrate very hard. This should bring you back to wherever, whomever it is tethered to.
And who is it tethered to?
Panopos.
Oh, right. I get it.
This is tethered to the other
Mhm.
side of it.
Mm-hmm.
It will make a single jaunt. It'll make a single jaunt across the plains.
Mm-hmm.
Use it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Either you get out with Octilius
Mm-hmm.
or not. If you cannot retrieve him, I dare say you get out of my sister's court as fast as you can. It is not a place one should be stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's either we're leaving with him or we're probably not leaving. Just maybe.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
We're
know.
not leaving them there.
We're not leaving
Okay.
either one of them there. And it's not
Right.
just Octilius, it's Gendrick too.
Right. Oh,
Did not.
fuck, Gendrick.
There is another there.
Yeah. A mortal
Hey.
man.
A mortal.
He looks like this. And I just disguise myself to look like Gendrick.
Oh, that is
Jesus.
lovely form.
I know, right? Like, look at these abs. Like,
Indeed, I would definitely put my mouth on those. And from behind, you hear the man with the wine glass. He says, "I would too."
Good lord, is
What was that?
don't worry about it.
don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
We've got to remember, we are in the Fae.
Damn it.
Indeed.
Fabulous.
Yes, Oberon, indeed. But she says, "I would hurry. I'm not entirely sure the time differential for Phileas, but I know things get a little bit wibbly here, so he may have only been here for a few moments since you arrived, or he may have been here for quite a bit longer."
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where did you say these sisters were located that we need to find in order to find Oct?
And she points back in this direction and says, "There'll be a line of pixies that will appear." And she kind of waves her hand, and a few small kind of firebug kind of lights just start igniting that direction.
Mm-hmm.
You follow them through some of the thicket.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a narrowing, and you will want to take most narrow path. And
Mhm.
it will feel a bit cold
Mhm.
as some of those sisters are a bit more frosty minded. Which is why I think they may be able to have a bit more luck and connection to my sister's area of the wild.
Or sad frost.
Oh,
More pickle juice.
well, perhaps. Pickle juice. She shivers.
I know, right?
She goes to walk back towards her throne.
Mhm.
Thank you. You may go.
Mhm.
There are others to see. And she kind of the fire in her hair kind of snuffs out, and then starts glowing softly, and the fire in her eyes starts to ember down into soft embers. And
Mhm.
As
Oh.
we're about to leave, I throw
Mhm.
caution to the wind and I speak up and I say, "My lady, might I make an inquiry, as you are the only entity that we know here? I would make an inquiry of others that would be more suited to the task. But I see there are a great deal of plants and herbs and other life here, and I would know, are there any that are safe to gently harvest to put to use, as I'm an herbalist and an alchemist?"
Oh, oh! I should have known your lovely hair. You're a naturalist. Well, I will make you a deal. And of course, a word once given must be honored. I will give you a full hour to frolic about here in my garden, and she points back towards the way from which y'all came.
Mhm.
To frolic about in my garden for an hour, and enjoy spoils thereof. I will ask all of the plants to very politely allow you to harvest them, as that is a thing here. You must be very polite, plants here. If you try to harvest one without permission, they will get very cross. But I will enforce my will and very politely let them know that it is okay.
Yeah, no plant rape out there.
Precisely. The plants are the plants are very, very particular here. They like to be treated very nicely. Consent is key.
Henry Crabgrass says, always ask for consent.
Hey, that's a different stream.
I respond and I say, "My lady, that is exceedingly generous of you, and I desire to make repayment. Nothing comes for free, and I would offer you anything that you would think that I have that would be of worth to you."
Repayment is your returning with Octilius Pajoma. From what I have seen, he is owed some true frivolity.
I will do my best, and we will bring him to you.
Mhm.
When you find him, she smiles at the assertion of when. when you are able to escape. Instead of focusing on your friend, focus on my chamber here. And the flower right here kind of opens up and blooms out very suddenly. And it begins to look very much like a teleportation circle.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
As kind of runes appear on each of the petals, and the petals go flat and on the ground, and this kind of starred out formation going down to a much smaller circle in the middle. And she says, now you know of a place. You can focus on this. Bring him to me. Wish to make things right. That would be a gift, both to me and to your friend.
You are most
We
generous.
will return you back. We'll return you back to your lives in due time. Until then, happy hunting. She opens her hand, and washing out from her hand are more of these lavender and deep purple sparkles. And as they go to land on each of you, she says, don't be afraid. This is merely a precaution. And
Okay.
as they land on you, they grip onto you, look like they almost form tattoos, but these kind of leaves just kind of settle on your skin and then almost integrate into it.
Oh.
Just a little bit here, a little bit there. Feel exceedingly warm. And you
Ooh.
may all treat yourselves as if you are resistant to cold damage at the moment.
Cool.
A mass protection from energy spell, as one might say.
That is awesome.
And how long will this last?
Until you either return or die.
Sweet.
Oh,
I would prefer the prior.
Same.
I think the rest of us would as well.
Yes. Okay. Well, it has been lovely talking to you, Queen Titania, King Oberon, Flair. You guys have a great rest of your day. We will be off.
Yeah. Time to go save our boy.
Yeah.
Are we going to let Amelia have fun in the garden, though?
Oh yeah, we gotta dink around for at least an hour.
Oh, I thought it was when they come back.
That
for
was
an
on
hour.
the other side. Yes, that is on the other side.
Oh,
Other
No.
side.
The other side of success.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go. Where did you say the pixies were again? I wasn't paying attention when you were pinging up the map. There
Silly
we
way.
go. They're over there. Let's go that way then. Not the other way.
As
All right.
we're leaving, Euterbian is gonna realize that this is a very nice and slightly unnecessary thing that they just did. So she's gonna leave behind a bottle of cherry wine from Jonesville and then immediately walk away.
Ooh.
As you set it down, Oberon's open hand just opens up, and the bottle just lifts up to his hand. He just looks at it. Then, just as you're walking away, you hear a little bit of glass shattering, and just glancing over your shoulder, you see he's just bitten the top off of it and just spat the top and the cork and just the whole top of it just out, and he's pouring it into his wine glass. And you watch as the kind of like rosé looking wine just suddenly starts changing color to the color of the cherry wine. He pours it in. The glass doesn't get any fuller. The wine changes.
Need to give me one of these glasses.
Alright, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Time to go. Ooh.
Nope.
A
That is not a
never-ending
friendly
wine
club.
glass.
No,
Yes.
it seems like he was eager.
Mhm.
Didn't want to wait.
Something
wait.
new, you know?
Yeah.
Something new to taste in the Feywild.
A new experience.
We should introduce him to Chromalo.
Oh
Oh,
god.
I do have the little pony keg with me.
Ooh.
That's dangerous in the
We
Feywild.
should. Here's the thing. We do
He
need to
bases
tell
cream
him
cheese now.
that it's better if you mix it with fruit. Okay.
Better with almost any kind of mixer rather than just itself. Tastes like nail
Yes.
polish.
Before we go further, I feel like I need to tell y'all about what happened in the past. Okay, so what essentially happened was Oct thought that Queen Titania was doing something terrible, and it was a very terrible thing. I will not go into the details of it because it's sworn to secrecy, but essentially it made Oct really depressed and hate Queen Titania, and it kind of made him go into his midlife crisis really early in life, and that's why the beer gut is there. Let's see what else, and also the perpetual smoking. And now, yes, yeah. Now he's basically either joined the other side or was kicked down by the other side, and we need to tell him that that bitch was not Titania.
Okay. That was very
Alright.
vague, but okay.
I can understand being angry at somebody, but being angry for 200 plus years, dear?
Have you eaten a loved one?
What?
Yeah.
Good question. Did you say that out loud or in my head?
Out loud.
Can't say
What?
I have.
Yeah. 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 Imagine that.
What?
Yes. Exactly.
Sounds like somebody needs to be put down.
We're not killing her. We're just getting him out. We're killing all the gods that stand in our way, for sure. Yes.
Well.
Yes.
No time like the present. Let's get moving.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jeremy would like to propose a 5-minute break, just so that, mostly selfishly, so that I can go take a whiz and stretch my legs for a second. But let's come back at about, 2 to 5 past the half hour, and
Okay.
Okie
as
dokie.
soon as everybody's back, we'll hop into it.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Time for an intermission
I need
scene.
a second after that, like, that owning confession.
Yeah, yeah. I figured just a small bit of decompression.
Yeah. I mean,
Are you ready?
Oh my.
All right, we're back.
All right. And just gonna verify real quick. Marlo, you're here.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm back.
Elsie, you're here. Cool. Teddy, obvious. Technically, Ethan, you don't need to be back yet, but I have faith. Colby, you're here.
Yes.
And Mouse, you are here.
Only physically, but
Delicious. I'm only here mentally, so we make one full person. It's cool.
Beautiful.
So, as we get back into it, as you go down and you follow some of the winding paths that go through this tree, you come around and start winding, and the area over here gets pretty dim as you reach the front of this cave. And Kit, as you seem to be leading the pack at the moment, you feel temperature as you start to enter this little cave area very abruptly shift from seems to be 85, 90 degrees Fahrenheit to about 42. Like just a sudden 40 or more degree drop as you start to cross this threshold here.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 42 degrees Fahrenheit.
oh my god.
And you still feel connected to the realm of Tanya, but it is definitely a different sort of place.
So just as a recap, we're looking for these sisters who are going to scry and tell us where Oct is, and then we're going to go there. That is the plan, yes?
Sounds about right.
Cool.
As soon as Yttervian walks through this chill drop, I'm gonna start pulling out just like, alright, who's immediately cold? Who cannot deal with this?
Oh, I'm fine.
You're actually all pretty okay with it. You realize that the leaves that attach themselves to you, while you feel the cold drop, not uncomfortable. You seem to be resistant to the effects of the cold.
Hey. Okay, who's going in this cabin thing first? It ain't gonna be me.
Alright.
I didn't know which way we were going.
Yeah, I
think
also
it's
don't
this
know which
way?
way we're going.
Yeah, I think it's this way, because...
To the
Alright.
the narrow cavern.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Of course, let the healer go first. Sounds like a great idea.
Well, I'm also going first because I still have the juice spell.
You do have juice.
There.
Hey, you protected.
Yeah, that's permanent, so
Yeah, you do. You got the juice.
I got the juice.
You so juicy.
So
That came out wrong.
yeah, it sure did. It made me massively uncomfortable, but you know what? You did it.
Sorry. I'm sorry. When in the Feywild, you make people uncomfortable.
Sometimes that's true.
In character and out of character, massively uncomfortable.
As then perhaps we'll tone it back just a little. But as you go down this hallway, and it curves and it curves and it's narrow, and then it starts to open up. As it starts to open up, you feel it drop again as You were starting to see your breath a bit as you went down the hall. Now it is the heat in your breath lingers in the air for just quite a while, as there seems to be moisture in the air, and it's probably just above freezing. Let's pull it back just a notch. And as you come to these stairs, they go up, and as you start looking, you actually see from the angle that you're at, right the edge of the stairs here, there's a mound of gold gleaming, as there seems to be light being produced in this room beyond, and you see kind of the glint of gold there.
Should we knock?
No door.
Should we say we're here instead of just going in and possibly spooping them?
Bishara,
Yes?
you can do the detect magic, right?
Always. And I just do my Eldritch Sight thing and just detect magic.
You begin
where
to see begin to see the matrix a little bit, and as you look there, you look down and you see on the stairs are thin silver threads. You wouldn't have noticed them except with your eyes. They glow.
Oh.
And the silver thread kind of goes just above the stairs, then up another, and then up another, goes all the way up the stairs, and you detect duration. It's one whole single enchantment.
Ooh. And you said conjuration?
Abjuration.
Abjuration, protection magic. Got it. Yeah, these stairs are enchanted with some lovely abjuration magic. Don't know the specifics of the spell, but abjuration, if my memory serves me right, the magic of no-no squares, the magic of protection, shielding.
It is generally, you can tell that it's weak. It's not very strong.
Yes. I'd rather not trigger just in case.
I would be willing to go first, as I am wearing the necklace that Titania gave me, and I could be proof that she sent us.
That is fair.
I could send an animal on there.
Ooh.
It seems rude, but I could.
I could send... Yeah, sending an animal would be smart. If I send Vincent, they might destroy him, and I will get pissed.
I don't exactly think you can beat up stairs all that well, dearie.
No, but I can beat up the person who enchanted them.
So a direwolf appears.
Yeah.
And he'll go on the stairs.
All right, so...
Oh, I have an animal for this. Hold on.
You too.
Do I have a direwolf? I thought I had a direwolf. No. Oh, you have a direwolf! Oh.
Believe in your Jeremy. Jeremy has many of the things.
Jeremy, you're fabulous.
As you pull out, if I'm interpreting this correctly, the little fuzzy ball and throw it forward. Suddenly
Yes.
it sprouts legs and a tail, and then suddenly enlarges into a direwolf. And as it lands in that area, Vishara, you see a light flash with your sight, and You hear the tinkling of a bell.
Oh, it's just an alarm spell.
Ding, ding,
Oh, it's like a
ding,
doorbell.
ding, 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 ding. And you hear, hello? Who is it? We have guests.
Hi, sorry, hope we're not intruding. I don't know.
And you
seems like
hear
not
you
to
hear
answer.
kind of the rustling. You hear the rustling of gold pieces and other things that you know, plates and goblets and things just kind of being knocked over a bit, and appearing at the top of the stairs
Mm.
is a small girl. Oh no, stop it. Give me back my desperate measures. No. My mouse has some extra buttons, and sometimes my thumb slips and hits them, and then I have to reload the page again.
Yeah.
Same.
Same. Problems of extra buttons.
Salty.
Gamer mouse problems. Okay.
Real.
No, I don't feel so bad now. Thank you for making me. Thank you for making me feel more.
I've done it like twice this session, so
Oh yeah.
Cool. This is the first time this session. I do it usually about 3 times a session. So I'm number 1. All right. So appearing at the top of the stairs, right in front of the dire wolf, is this kind of smallish girl. It looks like she has little tiefling horns, kind of a bob cut, bright red skin, just kind of dressed in these just simple robes. She kind of skips up to the top of the steps, and she looks. The direwolf on the stairs is taller than she is at the top of the stairs, and she looks him right in the eyes and just smiles. As she smiles, this eye opens in the center of her forehead, and it just looks like another one of her eyes, but it's sideways. And she looks at him and says, "Oh, you're beautiful. Hello." And you hear another, "Who is it then?" "Oh, just a wolf and people. Hi, people.
Hi.
oh,
How are you here? You're not Fey people. Tell Fey people.
Queen Titania sent us?
Oh no.
Okay. I would. And her tone kind of dowers for a second. Why would she send ordinary people? Oh, but this wolf, good boy. She reaches out and starts kind of scritching at his fur.
he'll lay down, and Kit speaks up. His name is Blue.
Hello, Blue. Ladies, we have a guest, a furry one. It's Blue is his name.
It was perfect.
Oh, Blue is definitely allowed to enter. What does the ladyship want? You just come on in. And
Okay.
she turns on her heel, and as you begin to walk up, she starts kind of skipping across, and she just backflops into this pile of gold. And let's put that boy to the back. That way y'all can walk over him just fine. And more accurately, let's give controlled by Marlo. Here, boom. Now Marlo, you can control your wolf if, how, and when you may.
Cool.
Yeah. So, as you walk up here, there are, as advertised, piles and piles of gold and precious things all over the place.
Jesus.
With your sight, Vishara,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that quite a bit of it seems magical, and you detect a bit of conjuration, a bit of illusion, and on young girl, you see transmutation.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
And as she skips in, of climbing out of a pile over here, you see red-haired woman, shorter red hair, bright red lips, and just kind of crawls out from some of the gold and looks up and, oh mortals, what has she sent us today? And she just kind of like leans elbows on the treasure pile and just head in her hands. Then almost like they're just very lazily coming up. See over here on the bottom side, this creature steps up, like almost like they're coming up out of just like upstairs. They step up and out of the gold, and things start falling off to the side as they come stepping up. Oh, right. Okay. And also red hair, but more auburn, and really short, masculine kind of cut. And they just start skipping over. They start skipping over as well, just kind of stepping, and they step up onto the gold pile and just sit, very just like cross-legged, plop right down. You hear the ching kind of. There is some definite substance to some of this, and all three of them are kind of just flopped around, and the latest one to appear is, all right, out with it. What do you need?
We request on behalf of Queen Titania that you all do what you do best and help us find our friend, Archvilius Vajorma. It appears he has been kidnapped or somehow coursed along with his boyfriend to go to the realm of air and darkness. Ares Court.
Far side of the realm. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is a lovely place, really lovely place. But
yes.
wonder, it is hard for us to find someone. That's very difficult, very difficult. Perhaps if you had something of his, something precious, something personal.
Do I have anything of Ox? Good question.
That is
a gift that he's given one of you, perhaps, or perhaps a lock of his hair, sugar from his nose.
Ew.
All right. All right. If I were to give something to you, could you give it back?
How dare you? Well, now that you've asked, yes.
I'm sorry. It's important to me. And
no, we would have added it to the collection had you not asked.
Oh, well, please give it back. And the Uturbian is going to take off their armor for the first time.
For the first time.
And the one with the shorter hair points and says, "Stell, please gather the pieces." And
one more time?
Stell, please gather the pieces. The short one kind of slides down from her, kind of flopping into the pile, and slides down and steps up and starts stripping off a piece, and just one piece. You don't have to take the whole thing off.
Oh,
Thank you.
alright. If it's just one, then she's gonna hand you the breastplate.
All right. She reaches up, and in her hands, it's kind of wide, but she holds onto it almost like it's not a thing, even though she's quite a bit smaller than you. Just grabs it and kind of holds it up in one hand, kind of off-putting with how small she is, and says, "Ha! Have a piece." She kind of sniffs at it a little bit and turns it around in her hands, and as this smells like. She just kind of sniffs at it a bit. Smells like Sata. Is Octphillips pajamas Sata?
Yes.
Oh, good. I picked up the right scent.
Would it help if you knew what he looked like?
That would be even better. Yes. What?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Are you guys okay with me giving you mental images via your minds? I like to ask for consent before I do these things.
That is very considerate of you. That is a terrible intrusion. Rue! It's a terrible intrusion. Stop it. You realize you see as Estelle looks this way, the one with the longer red hair, her eyes are glowing this kind of pink color, and then her eyes suddenly wink out. She's like, "Oh, but their surface thoughts were so delicious. They're scared. It's lovely."
I just give them all memories of Ak just being really cool and dope and fighting like he does with his pipe, doing the pew pew, and just smiling and just being a good person.
Rue kind of climbs out from her like half submerged state, and she's in this kind of long, flowy, just single like nightgown thing, solid kind of pastel orange. She just comes out and just starts walking across the way. All right, fine. And anything else? Anything else we have to go on?
He is very attached to his boyfriend. Looks like this, and I just transform into Gendrick. Like
you transform into Gendrick,
mm-hmm.
and the two redder haired ones kind of like they just kind of like kind of pull back just a little bit, and they just then the smaller one is like, "Oh, he's pretty."
I know, right? These abs, though.
Oh, no. Looks like he would be good for. Never mind.
Oh, wink. Yes, transform back into me.
Oh, you make soup too?
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh.
And she kind of turns and Rue, our friends here have eat. And Tanya has ordered. And they turn, and as they kind of step together for a moment, you see a bit of magic come from little Estelle's center eye as she looks at the breastplate, and sorry, Kinsey, that threw me off. Good job. One point of DM inspiration that threw me off.
Yes, way to go, Kenzie.
Oh my god.
a D20 to use as a luck point, but also you can use it on anybody else, not just yourself. So
Thank you.
attack roll, ability check, saving throw, single die reroll. After the result is known, specifically. So you can basically change a disadvantage into slightly less disadvantageous. Probably, hopefully. But anyways, so as Stell, B, and Rue kind of come together, and Rue and B kind of reach out and touch the armor as well. Estelle's eye flashes, and as the eye focuses, Octavilius, are you around?
Sorry, I was summoned from the ether. What I miss?
Please roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Certain parts of it are going to be minimized because of the thing that was provided. So that 20 becomes a 15.
Okay.
And thusly, you do fail, and you feel a little bit of a tingle where you are, and that is all for now for you. But
back to the ether.
Where are you?
As the eye focuses on the breastplate, a beam of light shoots from the eye into the breastplate, and like the front, it's polished, right? Kind of nice.
Yeah.
So on it, actually, those of you watching can actually see image pop up.
Oh.
And it's like an illusion is displaying in the you can see Oct, and Oct is in a, looks like he's trapped behind these golden bars that are these kind of scroll work, very very thin worked metal, but it's this kind of lattice work of fence basically, and he looks like he is locked behind it in a very thin kind of, almost more arcane of you would kind of imagine it to be perhaps a force cage, but there's a gate to it, kind of this locked mechanism of it. And he's behind it and holding on to kind of the like his fingers interlaced between the fencing of it, and he's looking at something. He's hearing cackling laughter, people laughing back and forth, and you can tell that he looks mortified at what he sees.
Any sign of Gendrick in the scry?
Within the 10 feet of the scry, it does not appear to be that you see him, but you actually hear him.
Oh.
And you hear him unhappy. Hear him weeping softly on the other side, and you see it on Ox's face too. Ox's breath is rapid. See it coalescing in the air as if he is in a very cold place. and sisters 3. Between them are, oh goodness, that is most unfortunate. The one described as Rue kind of licks her lips a little bit and is just like, oh, that's I haven't tasted anything like that in some time. And I'm gonna think about that later. And then one that has been identified as B, short-haired one, looks and says, "This is most certainly an Auril's court. Sadness is too good, too good. Need a way in, do you?"
We do.
Well, because we are welcomed in that court, we do know a way which will lead to just outside the court, this particular chamber.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to make a deal with us. And Estelle's eye closes and the image fades, and she goes to hand the breastplate back to you, Turbian. She says, "Oh yes, certainly a deal."
What do you need?
I'm gonna take the breastplate back and put it on quickly.
What do you need in return to getting us to that point?
Very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Points pile, and out of the pile you watch a small mage hand carrying ruby, exorbitant quality.
Yeah.
And it's large.
Okay.
And she calls it forth and snatches it out of the air, kind of spins around a couple of times and stops. And this here, all you need to do, set this. Honestly, anywhere outside of this chamber. Just set it in ice, ground, somewhere. Anywhere.
Will Titania be angry if we do this?
Don't think about the queen here. This is just between you and I.
And what will it do
I.
for you?
It is merely a favor to us. Yes, to us.
That isn't what I asked.
Is this a zone of truth moment?
It's an intimidation moment. And just, I turn myself to look like Queen Titania, and I give them the most grimacing, fiery, hair, Chandra Nalar style stare. I took expertise in intimidation and I want to use it.
Oh my god.
You may go ahead and try.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Let's hope this don't backfire, boys. 28.
Double 28s.
So as you flare, for a moment they all three of them kind of hiss and put up their hands as if they're ready for some sort of very sudden retribution. Then Stell's center eye flashes and opens again,
Mm-hmm.
She chuckles, and then Rue starts to chuckle, and then B starts to chuckle, and they, oh, 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 oh,
I
that's
know,
a
right?
clever.
It's... Thank
That's a
you.
very clever trick. Oh goodness, that's lovely. Okay,
Thank
well,
you. But in all
Well,
seriousness, what will this do?
that was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. I like your style. You're a fiery one. We'll want to talk to you again one day. What it will do for us, as much as we enjoy, you can tell there's a great stress in the word enjoy. As much as we
Mhm.
enjoy being in the servitude of her ladyship,
Mm-hmm.
would like very much to leave this place, and we cannot do that. We need something to anchor us place inside of this lovely room. She just kind of points out towards towards the abundance in this room.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what I will do. As soon as we get out back, I will personally talk to Queen Titania, and we will arrange for vacation days. Days in which are a load of time for you to do whatever the fuck you want, for doing the great services that you do for the Queen.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, that will not do. Will not do. That will not do. We want to be able to come and go as we please. And make no mistake, we want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Just also want to be able to leave. Talisha, if you just drop this, it doesn't need to be here in Titania's realm. You can drop it as soon as you get to the other side.
Let it be on my head. I will place the ruby.
Are you sure you want that responsibility?
Yes.
Careful. Word once given in the Fae is very hard to break.
This is why I'm saying let's be rational.
I will place the ruby somewhere that is not in this room.
Well, thank you. That is all we needed. And there's this discordant whistle. It starts with Estelle and sounds normal, and then Rue, and then B call all three of them kind of at the same time. And as the discordant noise falls, very abruptly you see quite a bit of the gold just being disturbed beneath, and all of a sudden you see it looks like plates on plates of gold kind of lifting out of the gold pile, and golden looks to be a dragon. It doesn't truly have the face of a dragon. It looks more like it has the face of a helmet that is like a helmet that has the slits to see through and is closed. Behind the slits, you can see floating like one glowing yellow, one glowing red eye, and it emerges out of the gold pile and starts looking back and forth. And as it does, they look to it and say, "Charlie, darling, these people need a way out of here."
Oh no,
They
we
look
lost Kid.
They look towards the rest of you, and they and kind of between them just start saying, "Well, we cannot leave this place, as a word once given." La-di-da. Under current circumstances, we cannot leave this place. via our own whims, can and you.
Mm.
And Charlie's helmed face settles into the gold there and then opens up, and the gold and the red start to swirl in opposite directions, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, and they start swirling together into this kind of orange-hued, shimmering portal.
What?
Uh, can place you can place you in the room. You just can't follow.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Once you go through,
Let's go.
you will not be coming back.
Okay. We will make do with our promise.
Buckle up.
And I just whisper to Amelia via the head, I have a plan. We will do this after we do Oct, okay?
I whisper back to Amelia, but Jeremy doesn't get to hear it. I whisper back to myself. I whisper back to Vishara, but Jeremy doesn't get to hear, so I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Jeremy separates metagame knowledge from character knowledge.
Cool.
Whisper room time.
But
Let's go break out some boys.
all right, as you begin to file through one after the other, Kit, you realize that while your direwolf is quite large, it might fit into the mouth of this dragon creation.
I think
And now?
I think Kit might be not with us.
Oh.
If you can't fit, they'll just have.
Hello?
They'll just have him what now?
They'll just have.
May need to type it out. Aha.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not only me, which I'm okay with.
Yes.
Ah, there they go.
It's happening. Information is being typed at a breakneck pace.
There they go.
Dashing hope, putting fear in its place. A rose by any other name, just as sweet. Hey!
And as he gets close, and can kind of see that it's a tight squeeze, say, "Oh, we'll take care of him. Oh, he's a magical puppy. He's a good puppy." And they actually start to just surround him and just start petting him, and they actually seem like you can tell they are genuinely enthused. While they looked hungry in a less metaphorical sense when they saw Gendrick, they are like fawning over this direwolf. Like they are loving this puppy. For which, as you all begin to step through, one by one by one by one by one, you feel a sharp drop even further in temperature